Okay, I'm letting go. Copy that. I'm starting to drift away. It really is dark out here.
Hello everyone! I'd like to thank the Explore Mars team for this opportunity and for including me in this Perseverance campaign. By the way, I just used 2 Mars rovers' names in one sentence. Did you notice? Bad joke. For me, that rover and its name represents the human perseverance amidst the world's turmoil, society's hardship, facing the time when we thought toilet paper almost went extinct. Now, the fire in California, the tornado, the re-election time all occurred. And yet, the rover escaped all these odds, and now it's on its way to Mars.
As the countdown to Mars continues, the perseverance of humanity launching the next generation of robotic explorers to the Red Planet.
That was the result of many countries and people's collaborations carrying almost 11 million human names on its chip, including mine. And yours, possibly. We were looking up together. We released Hope of Mars for humanity to find the next exciting things to think about and the belief to reach a better future.
Mars is the closest place that we can reach with robotic exploration that we think had a really good chance of having ancient life.
The Perseverance rover will land at a location called Jezero Crater. Jezero Crater is a very interesting place. It's a crater that once held a lake.
So after 5 years of bootstrapping my space startup to keep progressing, investing in many people's creativity, hoping that I can bring them to Mars, I thought, how can I inspire when I'm still on the journey? But my good friends reminded me how I have came a long way across the world through all kinds of odds just to get here. And finally, that is what may be worth to share.
Moon, been there, done that. Get your ass to Mars. Quote, Buzz Aldrin.
I think everyone needs to be kindly reminded why we are doing what we're doing, even if sometimes it seems impossible, especially at this time. For me, perseverance is what makes life lived fully. I can say that my background is 10% art, 5% architecture, and the 85% is perseverance. When I look back, my whole life is all about persevering. After all, my name is within the word perseverance. It is the steadfast, ongoing process of responding to challenges one step at a time, to create breakthroughs and progress despite the difficulties or delayed success. But there are all kinds of challenges. Which ones are worth my time? Would it make the difference for humanity? It's hard to make the time to fix the world when we are in survival mode. Looking down, hard to look forward, but really the answer to me has always been to look up. Back in the day when I was in Indonesia, my childlike wonder and hope to see the world was always shut down. Not just because I was a girl, but mostly due to the survival living condition of my family in the country. At this hardest time, when the world always say no, no, no to me, I would find my safe place and look up to see the stars and find the unknown night sky. It was the only thing that felt kind to me, always gave me a yes. That is where I could see the infinite possibilities. One of those was the twinkling red planet. So going through all the odds, starting learning English, German, Japanese, sneaking out from school to get into a bus crossing the city alone, to this Sukarno-Hatta airport, some of you may know, just to look at the planes flying away. I knew at the time I would eventually explore the world. Before I left, my dad told me to never become an artist or I would starve. Ironically, Even then, until today, art has always been the most reliable resource I have. Since I've always liked painting, I was able to sell my artworks to afford my first plane ticket. One way. I left Indonesia alone, still a minor, to escape the local war. I went to Paris, learned French, accepted at the Beaux-Arts school, and later architecture school. Then I worked as an architect in south of France, came to New York, learned filmmaking, raised my own money to make my first movie. It got screened in Cannes Film Festivals in 2008 and 2009. I went to Los Angeles thinking that it was where movies were made. I started over and over and over again, from ground up. I had to look up again to that night sky to find the answer. What am I really here for? I just remembered that twinkling red planet again. I needed that good challenges that are noble for humanity, that is definitely worth my time to persevere for. I created Mars City Design in 2015 with the mission to building sustainable cities so we can thrive on Mars, on Earth, the Moon, and beyond.
Settling on Mars means building sustainable habitats on the red surface. There is only one way to do that. We've got to design it now.
I believe that this time is the time for Mars. We're very fortunate to have pioneers like Elon Musk who are building the path to get to the red planet. Our job is to build the destination at the end of that path. And that cannot be achieved without collaboration. This is why the international workshop will push the teams to work together.
But what does that really mean, thriving? When I worked for an architect in south of France, Rudy Ricciotti, I learned a lot about what thriving means. We built a villa looking over the Mediterranean Sea and the lavender field, sustainably recycling the water, conserving energy by carving the house into the hail, keeping the temperature down. We were also designing 2 Louvre museums, one for Lens, competing among Zaha Hadid teams, adopting the Loch Ness Lake, and preserving the history of the mining town. This other one is in Paris, Louvre Visconti, that adopted the concept of the flying carpet, as the project was to exhibit the ancient art of Islam. Whoever is in Paris can see this at the back of the pyramid. Rudy's other teams were working on the MUSEM at the time, which is European Museum of Mediterranean Cultures, that adopted the shimmering ocean surface and the pattern of sardine's skin, which reflection of the sun and the ocean was projected onto the vertical concrete facade. I was very inspired by these holistic aspects of the beauty of nature integrated within the architecture. For me, this aspect is crucial to create a happy ecosystem for human habitat. Humans are inseparable from nature. We have a symbiotic trust, either on Earth or on other planets. We should maintain this mutually beneficial relationship with nature. My belief is that once we violate this symbiotic trust, we trigger big challenges that can make us live life just to survive. But when we do respect that trust, a natural phenomena that I call magic usually occurs. That is the key to thriving, I believe. It's to respectfully maintain a mutually beneficial relationship with our environment. What does that symbiotic ecosystem look like for Mars? This is what search engine gives, what most people seem to picture when we say future city. Lots of structures, high density, all smart, all data collection-based structures, operation movements, lots of movements, drones, traffic, which means economy, the running treadmill of economy. We all depend on that for our civilization, I get it. But again, too much of that is what's disturbing the symbiotic trust we have with our environment. Let's not repeat that on Mars. It looks like the extreme opposite when we look at today's cities of tomorrow, where we are bringing the forest into the concrete jungle, which some are built today, like this indoor fountain at Changi Airport in Singapore. I heard a French saying, "Ce n'est pas le géranium qui rend le bureau heureux, c'est le bureau qui rend le géranium triste." So I heard that if we are overplanting trees where it's not supposed to be, it will disturb the ecosystems, as well as when we overcut trees where it's supposed to grow lush, as the sanctuary of countless biodiversity will be disturbed. So I'm always checking both macro and micro scale, how our small choices and behavior affect the overall ecosystems and vice versa. Mars City Design then highlighted these challenges of creating such balanced environments on a planet that are not conducive to the human body to provide thriving ecosystems. And I invite all creative teams in the world, including yourself, to exhibit your innovative solutions. These are the competitions that have been running every year for the past 5 years, including the workshops. When everyone told me on year 1, 5 years ago, don't pursue that crazy idea, I kept looking forward. And on the second year, I tried to keep looking forward, and I lost my dad. I almost lost myself as well. My intern at the time was my ally. She really saved me, and we persevered and raised $30,000. Just enough to fly the teams from all over the world to come and meet us in Los Angeles, where we had our Power Lab workshop. And Ron was there. So we had Buzz Aldrin showed up, and we visited SpaceX with the teams, visited NASA, other space companies. So after 2 years, the platform community reached about 15,000 people. In the third year, we found sponsors. Our gala became very recognized out there. We were published in the most popular tech magazines, including the Queen Elizabeth Prize of Engineering. Then new challenges arose. People liked our ideas a little bit too much. They took it and ran their own business with it. My persevering response to that challenge was, thank you very much for validating my idea at the expense of your own karmic currency. So good luck.
I'm Vera Mulyani, and I'm a Mars architect. Mars architecture is my daily job.
And year 4,
I was
the
born.
Discovery Channel producer came to the desert. We made a documentary show. I had about 90 million viewers. Then we had NASA exhibition at the Johnson Space Center and the London Design Museum exhibition that will be extended towards Tekniska Museum next year in Sweden. Just this year, we have the pandemic, and our competition still goes on. We officially own 100 acres of land in the Mojave Desert to build our experiments. And we found some partners, inviting innovative companies to join me, showcasing your most genius works that can help humans to thrive on Mars. My name is Vera Mulyani. You can reach me at marscitydesign.com. Thank you for having me.